Good afternoon, students. Uh, Today we will see some of the basic of C. In the last class, we have seen control statements such as if and switch statement. Today we will see more of the control statements, that is looping control statements. As you know, in C we are having three control statements, that is while, do while, and for loop. So these three looping statements we are having in C. Similarly, in C++ also we have these three control statements. Let us see one by one syntax for each of the control statement. For example, while, for while, syntax is initialization. It is generally written as initialization of subscript like I equals to 0 and so on. Then while, and then condition, and inside this while loop you will be having one or more than one statements, and end of the while loop. Right. The statements inside the while loop will get executed only if the condition is true. Remember, if the condition is false, the statement will not get executed inside the while loop. So, in order to execute the statements inside the while loop, we need to have condition to be true. And inside this while loop, we will have a condition satisfier. Condition satisfier. Usually, they are the statements written in the form of increment, for example I plus plus or I minus minus in the form of decrement. These statements cause the condition to be false in order to stop execution of the while. Similarly, there is a syntax for loop. So, for loop syntax, same syntax is there, but for loop is inline function. So for initialization will be initialization, condition, and condition, condition satisfied. So these all three are in a single line, and statements, one or more statements are inside the for loop. Right. So how it is executed? Similarly, like while loop, first initialization will be done, then condition will be checked. If the condition is true, then the statement inside the for loop will get executed, and again it will go to check the condition satisfied, If the condition satisfier will get executed, then again it will check the condition, and again if the condition is true, then the statements inside the for loop will get executed continuously till the condition is true. Last looping statement is while loop. Do while loop. So do, here also we are having initialization, then do statement inside the do while loop, then condition, condition satisfier, and this while, and then we are having condition, and after that symbol. Okay. The difference between the while loop and do while loop is that even if the condition is false, the do while loop will get executed at least once. Majorly, this do while loop is used where we want a menu driven program wherein we want to display the menu first, and depending upon the options we want to continue the do while loop or not. Right? So you have seen syntax for while loop, then for loop, and do while loop. Right? Now we will write some example where we will use these three looping statements. Right? For example, I will write a problem statement. Write a program to calculate sum of 1 to 100 numbers. So I need to calculate the sum from 1 to 100. Yes, I will include some header files, include stdio.h. For cin and cout, we need to write iostream.h. Again, we will be using clear screen and getch, which is included in the file. Include conio.h. So these three files we have included. Now we will write a program void main. What we need to calculate? We need to calculate sum of 1 to 100. So for that I will take some variables. Int sum equals to 0, comma, one more variable I am taking. Then I need to use while loop, so I will initialize, that is I equals to 1, because I need to calculate sum from 1 to 100. So initial value is 1 and the last value is 100. So I need to write a while loop while I is less than equals to 100. Up to 100 I need to go, and inside this I need to calculate sum. Sum equals to sum plus r. Okay. Then condition satisfied, that is I plus plus. and this while loop I will end. After execution, I need to print the sum also. So I will write here sum, cout sum equals to, I will print now sum here, and then get ch. If you want, you can write CLR SCR here. Or if you want more specifically, sum of 1 to 100 equals to sum. I will save it. P1 to S and run it. Control F9. So it gives us an answer like this.
Sir, one time you can repeat it. I had not understand properly.
What part do you not have understand?
While I had not understand.
While working of while loop, you can chat me. You can chat me. See here, we need to calculate sum of numbers from 1 to 100. Right? So we need to execute this while loop from 1 to 100. So I have first initialize I to 1, right? And since I need to go up to 100, I am writing here I is less than equals to 100. Means this loop will continue to execute until I becomes I is less than
100.
or equals to 100, right?
Equal to 100. Yes, sir.
Right. And inside this one, I have written conditional satisfier as I plus plus, which will ultimately become 100 at some point, right?
Yes.
Right. So this I will increment every time, and it will check here. If I becomes 100, it will come out of the loop. Right? I becomes
Okay, sir.
greater than 100, it will come out of the loop.
Okay, sir.
Right? Similarly,
Yes,
this
sir.
same problem you can write using for loop as well. Right? So just some instruction I need to change here. Basic logic will be same, but in for loop, what I need to do, I will do initialization, condition checking, and conditional satisfier in the same line. Right? So I will just convert it into for loop. So I will write for loop for I equals to 1 and I is less than equals to 100, I plus plus. And inside this, I will simply write sum equals to sum plus I. So this will give me the same result as I have get for while loop. So I will just try to save it and execute it. F9 and control F9. The same result I will get using for loop as well. Right? And same
One
result.
small doubt.
Yes.
Sir, what is difference in while loop and for loop?
There is basically no difference in logic, right? But mostly we use for loop where we have a definite count. Like in this case,
Yes, sir.
we want 1 to 100, right? So
Yes, sir.
in this type of program, it is very easy to write for loop, right?
Yes, sir. It is
But
more easy than while loop.
while loop. But when you want some other type of programs, like wherein you want to calculate sum of digit of a number, right? Uh,
Hmm.
for example, if you want to calculate sum of digit of a number, so one number may have more than one digit, right? It
Yes,
may have
sir.
one digit, two digit, four digit, five digit. So in this case, we don't know definitely how many digits will be there in a particular number, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
in this case, we can use while loop, right? It is not
Okay.
it is not mandatory that you must use while loop, but it is more easier to use while loop there. But when we know the definite count, like in this example 1 to 100, here it is very easy to write the for loop as compared to while loop. So there is
Okay, sir.
not as such any rule where we can use what, but a simpler conclusion is that when you know the definite count from where to where you want to go, there you can use for loop.
Hmm.
And while loop where we don't know the definite count, and do while loop where we want the program or the statements inside the loop should get executed at least once. For example, you see your mobile, right? When you click on a button, it will show you all the menus. Whether you want to use one or two menu or don't want to use any menu, right? It will show all the menu. So this is an example of do while loop, wherein your program will execute at least once, even if you are not using any option, right? So generally, do while
Yes.
loops are used where you want to write a menu driven program. Right? So same problem we will try to write do while loop also. So I will again change it for do while loop. So initialization I equals to 1, then do, and here you need to write statement that sum equals to sum plus I, then I plus plus, and lastly while, and here condition I is less than equals to 100, and lastly semicolon. Do while loop is the only control statement which ends with semicolon. All other control statements don't end with the semicolon after condition. In do while loop, we are having semicolon after the condition. That you need to remember, right? F9, try to run it. Okay, same answer we are getting using do while loop, right? So this is how you can write different types of loop. You can try some of the programs at home. I am writing here. Write a program to calculate sum of digits of a number. This is for your assignment, home assignment. Next, write a program to check whether a number is palindrome or not. Palindrome means if the reverse of a number is same as the original number, then it is called as palindrome. For example, 1 to 1, this number, if you reverse the number, it will again come to 1 to 1. That means this 1 to 1 is a palindrome number. Yeah. So if the reverse of a number is equals to the original number, then it is called as palindrome number. Next, write a program to find prime number from 1 to 100. 1 to 100. Now in this, prime number is a number which is divisible by 1 and itself only. Eh? So you need to find prime numbers between 1 to 100. Means in this case you require two for loops. One for loop will run from 1 to 100 and another for loop will find the prime number in the particular selected number, right? So for this you will require two for loops, right? Also called as nested for loop. So these three problems you will try at home. Yes, any doubt? किसी को कोई डाउट है? So we will stop here today. The next class I will start with classes and objects.